So I want to talk about communication. Communication is an art, a skill, an amazing tool that I think we should all have been taught as children in school, and unfortunately we weren't, because it's really at the crux of a lot of conflict and breakdowns within romantic partnerships, work environments, group projects, etc. And there are two aspects of communication that are really important. One is everything starts within, right? So in order for me to express and communicate myself authentically, I have to understand, well, who am I, and what's going on in my internal world. So that means, what is the language of my emotions? What am I afraid of? What are my triggers? What are my wounds? How do I take care of myself? How do I listen to myself? And first and foremost, in the practice of communicating with another, is how am I communicating with myself? Because how we treat ourselves and communicate with ourselves is going to be how we relate and communicate with other people. And most often, if you pay attention, we're not kind to ourselves. We can be critical, judgmental, impatient. And if anyone outside of us were to talk to us like that, we would be really offended. And yet this is what we do within ourselves. So first step is to really understand, who am I? What is the language of my emotions? So that I have a blueprint as to, or a map, you could say, a guide as to, well, if I understand what's going on within me, I can be in a state of awareness when I'm communicating to someone else, rather than a unconscious, triggered, reactive state, which what that lends itself to, and this will go to the second part of what I want to talk about, is when we're coming from a reactive place, we often communicate in such a way that creates defense in the other person, and we get stuck in this loop of attack, defend, attack, defend. So the second part that's so vitally important that I think we really miss is, how do I communicate in a way in which it can be heard by the other? So this comes down to the choice of words, the tone, again, really understanding and taking ownership for what's my stuff, what's going on inside of me, so that I'm coming from my experience, rather than what we tend to do is, you do this, you make me feel like this. We turn it around and it becomes, what's going on in my internal experience? How do I communicate that authentically and in a way where you can hear it and you don't have to be defensive? So these are some things that I look at, and of course it's profoundly deep how far communication can go, and it can really initiate and trigger, in a good way, a beautiful self-discovery. So always begin with yourself, as within, so without. So if you're interested in learning more about communication, whether that's for your relationship with yourself, because that is the primary relationship, that is the relationship that you cannot divorce and you cannot quit. It's really till death do us part. And so how, building a really healthy, kind, compassionate relationship to yourself is going to be the blueprint, and is going to be the foundation of how you relate to other people, be it in romantic partnerships or professional. So if you want to learn more about this, please feel free to either sign up for a free 20-minute phone consultation, or to dive straight into a session, and we can explore a little bit more together. Anyway, thank you for listening, and look forward to hopefully connecting with you soon. Wishing you all well. Bye.